CNN's Harry Enten has some more pro-Trump data that's gonna upset Dems and RINOs, and I'm very, very happy about the news and the outcome of this election. And the crazy part is that progressives and Democrats, they still haven't learned their lesson. They're doubling down on this woke stuff that people can't stand. They continue to push this their ideology that that the majority of American people has spoken out against. So we're gonna talk about it. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account, so follow me there as well. All right, so let's get into this news. Now, this comes from Nick Arama from Red State, and he reports that not only did President-elect Donald Trump handedly win the election on November 5th, he also won the popular vote with over 77 million votes. And now the funny part is Democrats are pushing an initiative. They're actually pushing policy. They're trying to get rid of the electoral college, which will never ever happen. You know, our Constitution, they would have to basically get rid of our Constitution, but so it's not going to happen. But even if they did get rid of the electoral college, they still would have lost the election. So what is the point? What are they trying to prove here? I don't understand. But now, on top of that, most Americans are also approving of his transition moves. I am 1000% approving of his transition moves. This is despite the efforts, many in the media, many Democrats trying to tank his nominees. Um, let's go ahead and play this clip. We got Gunter Eagleman. He posted this on X. He said, "Wow, CNN just released a poll showing that 55% of Americans approve of the way Trump is handling the transition." You know they hate giving Trump positive press. Absolutely. Here we go. Let's play this clip.
There's no doubt that the president is going to enter office with a little bit of a honeymoon. Take a look here. Donald Trump has a 55% approval rating. That's not normally a support level we see for him as it relates to his handling of the transition right now. 45% disapprove. Compare this to 8 years ago when Donald Trump first won the presidency in November 16. At this point, he was at 46% approval of his handling of the transition.
So Trump is even more popular now than he has ever been before. And a lot of it has to do with Trump and his policies. And then a big portion of it as well is that just the Democrats is just terrible. They're pushing this stuff that nobody wants. The people that spoken out and saying they don't want it, but they still continue to push it. All you have to do is just look at Chicago. Look at Mayor Johnson in Chicago. People are literally crying out, telling him like, "Hey, you know, we want a balanced budget. We don't want you to put illegal immigrants first. We want to put our people first. We're struggling here in Chicago. You want to raise our taxes, which you said you weren't going to do, and all these other things." And he's totally ignoring it. He totally does not care about the people that voted for him to be in office. And that's the Democrat standard. They could care less about what people think. They're going to push their agenda no matter what because they believe that they are morally superior and what their values is more important than what the majority of Americans want. It seems once again, just like with the election, Americans are tuning out the attack dog media, and even CNN has to admit it. CNN senior data analyst Harry Enten laid out how completely Trump has won his party, including that almost all the GOP members who voted to impeach Trump are now themselves gone, while Trump has triumphed. Quote, "It's Trump's party and his GOP opponents can cry if they want to," Enten said, borrowing from Leslie Gore's famous song. Let's play this clip here. Here we go.
It's Donald Trump's party and his GOP opponents can cry if they want to borrow some words from Leslie Gore. Look, GOP voted to impeach or convict Trump. You go back to January, February 2021, it was 17 Republicans. They're adios amigos, goodbye, see you later for the most part. Now, just five of them remain in Congress, just two in the House, three in the Senate. The bottom line is this: Trump had a big control over the Republican Party before. but now it is even stronger. There are very few folks who dislike Donald Trump on the Republican side who are still in the United States Congress. He should be.
That's facts. And even Rhino Romney, who has a disdain for Donald Trump, even admitted that this is MAGA's party now. You know, the Republican Party is now MAGA. He even had to admit that.
Able to ram through legislation, at least on the ones in which he just needs Republican votes.
And we're seeing the pressure campaign for his cabinet picks right now on the Hill. There were some anti-Trump sentiments going on among GOP voters during his first term. What does it look like now for his second?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's the same basic thing that we see in the United States and the United States House. All right, Republicans on the Trump transition. You go back to January 2017, it was 80% approved. Now, that's not bad. But, oh my goodness gracious, look at where we are now. It's 96%. I mean, you can't get any more universal, basically, than 96%. Those that disapprove, look, it was 10% back in January 2017. Now it's down to, get this, it's down to just 4. It's down to just 4. So, look, there are no GOP opponents in the United States Congress. There are very few among Republican voters. This is Trump's party. Mitt Romney, 100% correct on that. Folks like Romney just really don't exist in the GOP electorate or in Congress anymore.
Thank God.
So he makes this statement that I think a lot of people thought, yeah. Sort of stating the obvious. What about 2028? Is there any sign that that's going to change?
Yeah, look, if you're a GOP opponent of Donald Trump, maybe you hope the future is somehow brighter for you. Not right now. Look, it's still very, very early, but look, the top chances to be the 2028 GOP nominee based upon the polls and the betting markets: Vance, Trump Jr., Ramaswamy. Look, it's still very early, but this looks like Trump's party for now, and it looks like it will be for the foreseeable future.
And Romney said he believed it would be Vance, which would be the obvious.
Would be the obvious, and he is number one. Right on here, he's number one.
All right, those betting markets, you see them every day walking down the street in New York. They just have them up on billboards, and they pop up. It's don't spend your money that way. That's all I'm saying.
I'm spending it on gifts for you.
Thank you. John, this is to you, too.
Yeah, somewhere
No betting.
Ron DeSantis is crying, by the way, looking at those three faces and noticing he's not among them. All right.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Their adios amigos, goodbye, Enten smile waving. That's hilarious, and he says it with such enthusiasm. It makes me wonder about who he supports. Me too. I think he's a closet Trump supporter. But he also thinks this is very positive for potential legislation. Quote, he should be able to ram through legislation. He said, I think that he's right about Trump having more support now. Plus, with the voters pushing, it's going to be harder for GOP members who might want to stand in his way of getting things done. Although there still seem to be those who don't want to get things done in Congress. I mean, a lot of them don't want to get things done. But I think if everyone sticks to their guns, they could get things done despite any resistance. And Itten pointed out how 96% of GOP voters are approving of the transition moves by Trump. It's hard to get more than that, but it's indicative of how much the people want action. They don't want the same old bureaucrat nonsense. They want to clean house. That's why there's such an embrace of things like Doge, and I 1000% agree with that. It also explains how this isn't likely to change in the future because the people coming up now behind Trump are MAGA as well, including J.D. Vance, Donald Trump Jr., Vivek Ramaswamy. So the bench is looking pretty strong. Bottom line, the American people voted for Trump and his policies. That's what they want put through. They want an economy that doesn't run them over. They want a secure border. They don't want to be involved in endless wars, and they want the government cleaned out and reoriented to its true purpose and not an ever mushrooming money pit bureaucracy that seeks to control us. Amen to that. But y'all let me know what y'all think about all this. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.